Second. Good morning, everybody. We're having a couple of issues real quick. Let me resolve. I hope everybody can hear me just fine. Got my mic going right there. And I got Samuel with me. I got to fix this camera real quick, which doesn't surprise me. This morning's been a looks like my camera went completely blank. Let me see here. That's one. There we go. Now we got Samuel on the line. I'm going to turn your mic up, Samuel, and you got to talk what you want. I'll turn my TV down. Good morning, everybody. Doug Fowler here from Pulaski Talks. Hope we got a good Sunday morning. I'm going to put my headphones on so you can hear. If you want to put yours on, it looks a little bit better. You can hear what we're saying without any backdraft or whatever you call it. It's Sunday morning. I got Samuel here. We were talking about some LARPing and some creative designs that he does here. And we seen him on Facebook the other day and invited him to come on the show. And so this is something I think everybody should be watching and some learning about. Sammy, go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about, how you came down to Pulaski County and how you got here.
Okay, well, my name is Samuel VanHouter. I'm the owner of VanHouter Armor and Props here in Waynesville, Missouri now. And so about a year and a half ago, give or take, my wife and I decided to move out of Wisconsin, where we lived. Getting older.
Sure.
I'm just about tired of shoveling that much snow. So we decided to move. And I told her I'd like to move somewhere where it's beautiful out, and we could enjoy some of the winter time outside actually a little bit. She looked around and she found the happiest place. Actually, she said that the happiest place in America was Waynesville, Missouri.
I'll be daggum.
And we had never heard of Waynesville, Missouri in our life. And she did some research and looking around. She saw that frog on the side of your mountain. And the rest is history, and here we are.
That is awesome. Now, are you a veteran, or are you just
I am a veteran. I didn't actually retire from the military, but I spent 4 years in the Navy.
Oh, awesome.
From 84 to 88.
Sorry about the game.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm a veteran, and so I suppose it's veteran on. Like I said, I didn't retire, but
no, I didn't either.
Yeah.
I spent a little over 12 years in, and that was enough, and did my time. And we work on post, but that's awesome. Why don't you grab a piece of your hardware there and show a before and after? This is amazing stuff, people. I got to tell you, this is what it starts out. Go ahead, talk about that.
So what I do is I get foam, and it's just several different thicknesses of foam that I use, and this is what it starts out to be, just a piece of foam. And then shortly after that, it turns into, I don't know where your camera...
Yeah, they can see it perfectly.
But this is what it turns into, and if you look inside, if you look in the back, you can see where it's still the floor mat foam.
Sure.
So it's just foam, and when people see it, they tend to think that this is a very heavy piece of armor that I'm wearing, and it's actually got no weight to it at all.
Well, yeah, and is that the Skyrim one? It looks like the Skyrim one from the the advertisement.
This is the Cleric.
Yeah, for those that don't know, Skyrim is one of the most popular games, computer games out there, and I've played it. It's an amazing game. But go ahead, it's a Cleric one, the one we've seen on the video.
Yeah, this is from the video.
Okay.
And my good friend I actually filmed that video, both of the two videos I have, filmed in my backyard with a good friend of mine, Scott Hall, who actually put those videos together for me and put all the sound and the cool effects and things into it.
I thought it was an impressive video. I heard that music, and of course it gets you pumped up.
Yes, and that comes from a book that I've written. It's not published,
sure.
That I've written, and so I started doing this armor and prop building probably about, I don't know, 10 years ago maybe. And so what happened is I had a lot of that floor mat foam all over my garage.
Mm-hmm.
And so one day, being in Wisconsin, the snow melted on us come spring, and my whole garage was flooded. and those things are slick once they get water under them. So I pulled them all up, and I thought, I don't want to just throw them away. And my wife says, you know, people make things out of that floor mat foam.
Sure.
So I thought, well, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
And I started making things, and now just all the different crazy things.
Look at that.
This is a mace that I made. The first mace I made actually had a chain on it, a ball and chain and spikes.
Oh, like a morning star.
Yes.
Yeah, or what's the Night King? What was on the Nazgul? He had one with a stick on it from the Return of the King.
Yep, and so, but my buddy Scott told me that it was tough to film.
Really?
Because that chain, unless I'm actually swinging it at
sure.
you, it doesn't film right. So he said, I need something without a chain. So I built this one because it doesn't have a chain, and it's all just that same foam and a piece of PVC pipe.
I'll be
that
daggone.
I use for a stick.
And just over the counter paint supplies and coloring and all that stuff, just stuff you get off.
Yes, sir. The beautiful thing about this is it's really inexpensive.
Really?
As far as materials, your time, you'll put a lot of time into
sure.
it, but your materials, honestly, I can build a suit of armor with a pencil, a Sharpie, some tape.
Don't tell them how easy it is if you want to make it sell for a profit. You know what I mean? The mart of capitalism, you know, you don't want to tell them how cheap you made it. It's a matter of what they'll pay. So that is impressive stuff. Now, let's talk in the transition into LARPing. Okay. I had some questions going on that. Were you involved in LARPing up north in Wisconsin, or how'd you come to be involved with that?
So as a costume and prop designer, I bumped into a couple of people up there in Wisconsin, and they invited me out. I'd never heard of LARPing.
Right.
And they invited me out to this. They said, hey, you build these crazy costumes. You should come out and do this LARPing thing. Well, I'd never heard of that, so I thought, well, okay. So that's what actually spawned building that cleric outfit. So
really?
I built that. And I went out there to their LARPing event, and when I got out there, I was a little overdressed for their particular event. And I thought, oh, okay, wow. But it was a lot of fun. LARPing to me, and this is just me.
Sure.
You know, I'm not speaking for the LARPing community in the whole world, but LARPing to me is just live action role play.
Sure.
And the beautiful thing about it is it can be any story that you want it to be.
Yeah.
I base mine, the one I'm trying to build here now in Waynesville. I'm basing mine around Dungeons and Dragons, the magic and this stuff. But with that said, it can be anything. If you want to dress up in full combat gear and take over a warehouse,
sure,
that's LARPing. You know, I can write a story for that. And then there's some mission that you go on.
Now, when I was growing up, we played Dungeons and Dragons. As a matter of fact, I think one of my high school friends still plays it, and he's my age, whatever that age may be. Right. And there's nothing wrong with it. I still play computer games like Skyrim. We were talking about the costumes for Skyrim. Yeah. That's one of the most popular games ever.
Yes.
And whoever played this game as a kid, God, I'd like to have a costume, see what it feels and looks like in real life and playing this, and stuff. And you have friends and pretend. That's imagination. I think it's incredible. And I think you got some interest based on what we've seen on the Facebook page. Have you had, or you just got, how long you been in the community?
So I've been in Waynesville probably about a year and a half now. My wife and I bought the Talbot House.
Sure.
In downtown, and that's where we're going to be basing our business out of. That's where my studio is now.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So as this thing builds, that's where it'll base.
Oh, okay.
For the Talbot House. So like I said, about a year and a half I've been here. I just started promoting this, though, because I've been... So that house was built in 1880.
Oh, yeah.
I think, something like that. And so this past year, we've been doing a lot of remodeling and fixing it up.
Wow.
And in order to turn it into what we want it to be.
We've been here since '99, and I've never been down there. I'll make a point to come down there, maybe even host a show down there.
Yes, sir.
Be on sign. That'd be awesome.
You're invited.
In your studio, do you have displays of what you've made and stuff yet, or is
Yes,
that
sir.
ready? It's ready for viewing.
Oh, yes.
Oh, awesome. We'll
Yes.
get some pictures and we'll post it on our Facebook page so everybody can draw some attention to that, because I think we have some interest on that. Hey, we got one viewer. Most time we get about 300 or 500 after the post, so
Right.
we'll post it. And for those that are watching, we're sorry we couldn't get on Facebook, but we'll post this video on Facebook. Anything else you'd like the folks to know about the post? You know, I know you weren't ready for camera time because I got a face for radio, so you know I had to do my coiffure and make sure it was in order. But
So the one thing is I'd like to say is I do have a meeting January 5th at the Waynesville Library at 6 o'clock.
mm-hmm.
And it's going to be about building this LARPing community in our neighborhood. I understand that there is a LARPing community in Missouri, but there's nothing right around us.
Right.
And I just feel like we could do more around us this is going to be a family event as well. I mean, it's definitely a fun for the whole family. Bring kids out.
Absolutely, because I tell you what, Dad, I want this outfit. I need a mace. I need a broadsword. You know, dads are just sweating with their checkbooks and credit cards. Okay, I got to have it, you know. And what did you think about the Halloween costumes?
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
what would you say the mace? What would be your asking price for the mace? Just guess,
Just off the
ballpark.
top of my head, probably $25, $50.
Wow.
It just depends. So pricing for armor and things really depends a lot on details and you know what you're looking for. One of the things about building these, I get asked all the time if you would build me one, how much it would cost to build me one. I figure that a full armor set is probably going to be in the $1,200 to $1,500.
Sure.
You know, because it's just a very time-consuming project. But one of the things that I want to do in the future, as this LARPing begins to grow, is I want to start having classes, and I'm going to start teaching other people how to create what I'm creating.
Well, that'd be good.
So my thought on that is just that I can cut the cost down a little bit for you to get a suit of armor, and the other side of that coin is that you can have a little bit of bragging rights that you made this thing.
I can't. That's got to be popular. What kind of, you know, you got the room for that to have like a class, or would you just have an online class, you know, stuff like that?
Oh no, it would be an in-person class. I'm looking at facilities right now that I can host classroom environments in.
Awesome. I mean, that would be interesting how you do that, shape it, and mold it.
Yeah.
And I think I've got a friend of mine in Germany right now. They're going to be on the show on the 26th, but he paints the Warhammer.
Oh,
that's popular.
That is very popular.
And I branched out a little bit, see what other kind of, you know, gaming focused hobbies people had, and a lot of it was Skyrim, the characters, and the amount of not granularity, but the carefulness and the preciseness of those paintings and stuff.
Yes.
And I think people would pick up what you're doing and do the same thing. It's got to look just as authentic as could be. You know, it hangs above the mantelpiece, you know.
Right.
And you get some really rugged looking hooks that, you know, with your two-handed sword hanging up there when it's only, you know, 5 pounds or whatever.
Right. Right.
But it sure look impressive.
Yep.
Wow, that's impressive. Let me see if I can get your Facebook up here.
Yeah.
She's popping up. They don't want to play. Let me give me 1 second.
I can send you pictures later, but I built a big axe, I guess it's called, big war axe for a friend of mine, and he did exactly that. He hung it above his fireplace, and I tried to tell him, it's like, it's foam, but he's like, no, it doesn't look like it though.
I was just thinking, having a daughter, and now I got granddaughters and stuff like that, and whenever the boyfriends come in, you just have that leaning against your couch. You say, well, this is what you're going to meet if you you don't toe the line or whatnot. So give me a second here, and folks at home, be patient with me. I want to be sure I get a chance to show Samuel's Facebook page here. And I don't think you can see what I'm doing, but trying to grab a piece of technology and wrap it around to make it do what I want to do. So let's see here. Display capture. No, that's not it. Well, anyway, we'll post your Facebook page on side the website. And I don't know what I did there. Let's take that off. And our Facebook page, and I'll make sure to get it posted up there so everybody can see what you're doing and reach out and contact you as they need to be. Really appreciate you coming out today.
Yeah,
I know this.
I appreciate you having me. This
No,
is great.
I seen it on Fort Pulaski or one of the other Facebook pages, and a good friend of mine, my daughter's boyfriend, seen it. Said, he says, well, we need to hear more about this because I think you got a definitely interested community out there who wants to know more about it. So anytime you feel like you want to come back and talk some more and show your stuff, you make sure you reach out because I'd love to have you back.
Well, thank you, and I'd love to have you in my shop as soon as we have that open because yeah.
I'd like to do some videos of you creating this stuff. I've got it's called DJI. I got drones and all of my other little electric toys, but this little camera does live action stuff like that, and it's really cool. And I'd love to come down when you give me a buzz when we come down.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
You bet.
So yeah, anybody that's interested in this, please just look me up, VanHouter Armor, and props on Facebook or touch my site and let me know. This is a building thing, and I think it's going to grow, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And,
I think so too.
And like I said, as it goes, I really want it to be a family environment, fun for the whole family, so that everybody can come. And it could be as short as a day event. It can be as long as a weekend event. I mean, they go on. It just depends on the story. And
I was just thinking of the park down in Waynesville. They got that elevated place. I don't know what they call it. Where they have plays, bands, and stuff like that. You can almost have story time. I was thinking. I don't know if you watch Marvel comics or Marvel movies, but they had the one where Loki was impersonating Odin, and he's having a play about how great Loki was. But you can almost have a play up there with your props,
right,
and link up with the other folks that may need that kind of hardware. And support them. So, man, there's a lot of potential you got going out there. So you may regret coming on my show. And you talked about your phone ringing off the hook, but it may be popping up with emails. So that's amazing.
That would be okay. That would be okay.
Well, we're going to wrap it up, and I appreciate you coming on. Stay right there while we close. Everybody, thanks a lot for your patience. We're going to post this video onto our Facebook manually. I don't know what's going on with Facebook, but it says my page is too young. And then coming up next time, let me transition to my next page, and hopefully everybody can see this page. There we go. I got coming up at the next early of the new year, I got Riva Fry. I hope I got that. Is it Riva Fry? I can't hardly see it my own right, but it's Riva. The local author is going to come into the studio and is going to talk about their new book, If Looks Could Kill. And it should be an interesting talk. They're going to talk about how they come about the desire to go through the process of writing a book and talk about the contents and the storyline maybe, and we can learn a little bit about this new book. So stay tuned, everybody. Next time, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the page on Facebook, despite it not paying for, so it wasn't in my favor today to post it there or broadcast it live. Like us and subscribe to us on YouTube, this channel, and we'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. We transition to the next page and we'll be offline if it'll let me do it. As soon as you see that, now we're off.